Ndị be anyị asị m ka ụbọchị nketa mara na anyị mma, asị m ka nke onye chikwelu ya zelu. Dịka o si dị, ya bụ Eastern News 24 bụ ebe anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasara maka ihe na-eme na obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya, ana gbasara maka nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ. Dịka o si dị, ọ bụrụ na ya bụ ụbọchị izi gị ị na-agafete n'iru akwụkwọ afọ chanel anyị, kaba alụ ka ị sọbskraibụ and turn on your notification. Maka gịnị? Anyị na-etinyekwanụ update daily gbasara maka ihe na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya, gbasara maka nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ. Dịka o si dị, ya wetara unu n'iru akwụkwọ bụ ife anyị na-akpọkwa evening tea ka anyị ji maka ya, ka anyị ji mara ya. Anyị na-akpọ ya evening tea. Ife a bụ Biafran Prime Minister in exile were ife were ịgwa ụmụ Igbo. Unu ga-esi ya bụ ife n'ụdị nke gị, ị ga-esi ya bụ ife ịkaba alụ kwuo efe ichelu gbasara maka ihe ndị a niile Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taa anyị na-akpọ evening tea. Ị ga-esi drop your own comment. All right, over to you, sir.
You will ever imagine. That is what this generation, the government, I am the Prime Minister, is trying to send the message we are sending to the world. Our freedom is so precious that we are ready to burn Nigeria down for us to be free. Through this letter, it becomes known to the Balfour Declaration. British government policy officially endorsed Zionism. Now, without the effort of Hazel and those that follows him, will British ever take them serious? The answer is no. Will anybody ever take State of Israel or the Jews seriously? Nobody will take them serious. But they stood up. From nowhere, a man born in Hungary family, a man born in Hungary stood up and said, I am forming the organization of Zionism. That is what led to the freedom of Israel today. That is what made Israel become one of the most powerful countries in the world. By one single man vision. And let me also inform you that this was necessary because of the violence against Jews all over the world. Just like we are facing it today in Nigeria, and solution has come through the government of Biafra. And let me also inform you that before the declaration of independent state of Israel, there was draft, declaration draft 1, declaration draft 2, and then declaration draft 3. They have the first draft, the second draft, the third draft. I want you to understand that Biafra today, we have already the first draft and we are already in the second draft. We are not necessarily going to go to the third draft and like they did, but I'm just telling you the multidimensional approach. Remember that a few days ago, I have used Finland and I have compared what Finland did and what Biafra are doing. Now I'm using Israel for you to understand that we have captured everything and it is WOTOWOTO. Israel had their first declaration draft. That first declaration draft was done by somebody called Berenson, Zvi Berenson, or V. Berenson. One person drafted it, the declaration. The second draft was done by about 5 men. 5 men drafted the second draft of the declaration of the state of Israel. The third draft was done by 4 men. I am telling you, after that, the declaration follows, which were signed by 38 persons. Now, drafting the text, the first draft of the declaration was made by this Berenson, the legal advisor of the trade union, and later a justice of the Supreme Court, at the request of Pinchas Rosen. A revised second draft of the declaration was made by 3 lawyers, Abraham, and of course, another one, David Rames. Meeting, which include David and many others, produce the final text. Today, Biafra government have what we call the Declaration Drafting Committee. Declaration Drafting Committee, headed by Dr. Bryson Okoma. Exactly the same thing. Now, you are seeing similarity in the state, in the pathway for this freedom and independent state of Israel. You have also seen similarity and the pathway to the declaration of the independent state of Finland. You are also going to see another similarity from another country when I'm going to mention them. This is to tell you, and when you look at this pathway, they are not the same. The Finland pathway to freedom and Israel pathway to freedom is not the same. But what we are doing has similarity with Israel, with Finland. And there are many more which I'm going to tell you. What I'm using is called the multidimensional approach. Nigeria can never ever escape that. So we will make sure that if this fail, the other one will not fail. And if this one fail, the other one will not fail. And that's exactly what we are doing, because Nigeria is a complex country. Because of the vested interest of the world powers, it needed a very complex solution. And we found it. We found it. We have solved the mathematics and found X. And they don't even know that mathematics is cooling in our fridge. So what we do is we are going one after the other to take the solution, the equation, what we use to solve this mathematics, and apply it to our everyday activities in the liberation of Biafra. Now, I want you also to understand that the vote of the 12th May 1945 was convened to vote on the Declaration of Independence. 3 of 13 members were absent. They had 13 members to vote, and 3 of these 13 members, they were absent, and some of them were being blocked in besieged Jerusalem. The difference today is that we are not only in exile, we are also in the homeland. We have those, so when they tell you you are in exile, laugh at them. We have government in the homeland called the Biafra de facto government. When they mock you that, oh, these people are doing, of course, they are no longer laughing. That's why you see the increase of attack and propaganda against us, which I warned Biafrans a few days ago. I said, there is going to be an increased propaganda in Nigerian media. Don't fall for it. And that's to see what's happening now, because they have come to realize that it's like these people are not joking. It's like these people are getting attention even in the United States. It's like these people are having, higher level meeting with the United States Congress, United States government officials, and all that. This is no longer something that we should know. That's what you see happening on social media. Don't be distracted. I am not distracted. Actually, the more this propaganda comes, the more I get energy. So it is what is giving me energy is that propaganda. And once that propaganda stops coming, I will manufacture something that will make them to start talking. So what am I saying? The meeting started at about 13:45 in the afternoon and ended midnight. Decision to declare the independent state of Israel. Now, the decision was between accepting the American proposal for truce, which means at this point, there was already Idoakanonu. There was already fighting between Israel and whoever that hates them. And America was pressuring Israel for truce, while Israel is contemplating declaring their independence or accepting the pressure coming from America for a truce. And if they had accepted America for a truce, Israel will not be an independent state today. I want you to listen attentively. America was telling Israel, making a proposal for a truce. Israel was discussing between declaring their independence or listening to America. So they decided not to listen to America. The latter option was put to a vote with 6 of the 10 members present supporting it. So out of the 13 persons that should be voting, 3 was absent. Out of that 3 that was absent, it remained only 10%. So now that 10% now decided to vote whether to declare Israel as a state, independent state, or to agree on America proposal for a truce. So they put it to vote. Now, 6% voted to declare independence of Israel. 4% voted not to declare, to follow America. Are you listening to me? How many? 4 versus 6. Only 2% made the difference. What you see Israel become today. So when you are talking about Biafra, or people are telling you don't do this, don't listen to them. 1 person can make a difference. 1 person. Now, I am telling you this history so that you will now compare what we are doing, where we are today, just within 2 years. And you see that what we are doing is divine. When God said the time has come, even if you call Simon Ekpa a witch, the witch will possess me and deal with you. And I will accept the witch to possess me. Some of them say I'm a witch. I agree. And I accept it. And you know what witch can do. Now, 6 persons voted for the declaration. 4 persons voted against it. And their names are there for everybody in Israel to see who were against the declaration and who actually voted for it. So which of the side of history are you supporting today? Which side of the history? Are you for Biafra or are you against for Biafra? Are we going to remember you as those who fought Simon Ekpa? At the end of the day, when you see 24-hour electricity, we will be looking at your name somewhere in the history book. Which side of the history are you going to be part of? Are you going to be part of those that their names will be written and their signature will be on the declaration of Biafra document in Finland, 2024, because this history we are doing from 2023 Biafra Convention, first ever, they never believed that actually you can have convention in exile. We did it. They didn't believe. They say you're paying money to come to Finland. You came to Finland. We had many declarations, including the Helsinki Declaration document, which is the Biafra Charter. We had the Helsinki Ambazonia Declaration, which is the alliance between Biafra and Amazonia. All those things are going to come later on in the history book. And people are going to study how we outsmarted the most ruthless and the terrorist country in Africa. Now, those who voted for the Declaration of Independence of Israel, now after that, they now went into final wording of the declaration. The draft text was submitted for approval to the meeting of the Motez Ham in Tel Aviv on 14th May. The meeting started again around 1:50 in the afternoon and ended 3 o'clock, an hour before the declaration was due to be made. Despite ongoing disagreement, members of the council anonymously voted in favor of the final text of the declaration. During the process, there were two major debates countering on issues of border and religion. I want you to understand that the state of Israel, when they were debating about their border and religion, they decided to omit anything border. Do you understand? Israel declaration did not have a border. They don't know the map of Israel, of the state of Israel. But Biafra today, we have our map defined. Subject to whoever that want to dispute it, subject to the most widely accepted democratic system, which is referendum, which we have already conducted. So today, Biafra has a map, Biafra has state structure, Biafra has every government institution put in place. But Israel declaration don't have a map. Israel don't have a map. And they decided to declare independent without map. And they said the UN can now decide what the map will be. I am telling you, this is something that you need to understand how freedom is being fought. You don't allow people to ride you. The borders were not specified in the declaration, although its 14th paragraph indicated a willingness to cooperate in the implementation of the UN partition plan. The original draft have declared that the borders will be decided by the United Nations partition plan. While it was supported by some people, it was opposed by another and some other people within the Israel cabinet there. We accepted the UN resolution, but the Arab did not. They are preparing to make a war on us if we defeat them and capture Western Galilee and territory on both sides of the road of Jerusalem. This area will become part of the state. Are you listening? So many things were not defined by the state of Israel during their declaration. Today, we have met every requirement. We have done more than any country in the world before or pre-declaration period. We have met the statehood. We have met the categories to be recognized according to the Montevideo Convention on Statehood. We've overqualified. We have built our own defense forces. We have our own liberation army. We have state to state, 40 states of the United States of Biafra. We have administrators, state executive council running each state. We have also developed the state structure as we are adopting the confederating state of Biafra, and it's going to be a confederation state. So everybody should understand that do not listen to what Nigeria is trying to sell to you, that it is undoable. Do not listen where they say, oh, they are just in exile. We are not in exile. We control them. We control the territory of Biafra. We are not in exile. We are also in the homeland, controlling our territory, making sure that we delegitimize Nigeria as fast as possible. Today, nobody will carry gun and walk freely under Nigeria. You will be gunned down. And if you succeed, even if you are walking, carrying gun as a Nigeria, you will be looking left and right. You're not going to have peace. I will never give them peace until they withdraw from our land. Our main objective and aim today is to make sure that Nigeria withdraw their terrorists they call army, the terrorists they call police, the terrorists they call air force that are coming to bombard innocent people in Biafra land. That is our target. And this target must be met. After December, we must make sure that we have nothing else to do other than neutralizing the presence of Nigeria in our land, including attacking their offices, because this is where they stay and plan and execute the attack on Biafra people, the terrorism against us, against our women and children. Those offices, barracks, must not be allowed to stay under Nigeria in Biafra territory. And that's the next thing we are going. So 2nd of December is a day that the beginning of the end of Nigeria within our territory will start. My people, do not allow anybody to dictate to you that what we are doing now have not been done before. We don't need them to have been done before. We develop the system that works for us. We develop the way we are going to live Nigeria. And it is only us that this particular system and approach is going to work for. Nobody else. Because nobody else have been subjected to the manner of system that we have subjected to in Nigeria. My brothers and sisters of Biafra, rejoice! The days ahead will be light, and Nigeria will know that those people they killed in the 60s have possessed all of us. And when we don't have answers to many questions, they give the answers to us. That's why they can never understand what is happening until the end of this road. I am standing very strong, and the Biafra will be declared in this country, and we are going to defend it with our guns. We are going to defend it with our men that are very gallantly waiting for a day that the show will begin. I welcome you in Australia. Those of you listening to me in Australia, remember the most important thing we have now is the support from the IOU, from the fundraising, until those people who are hiding somewhere thinking that we are joking will understand that this is not actually a joke. It needed to come out to do more than the Israel did. And in the next 10 years, those who are mocking us today will be put to shame. People in Australia, remember that what you are doing today, you are making a history that will never ever be forgotten. As I was reading and mentioning names of people who made the Israel independence possible, you are also making the same history for yourself, because your names will be mentioned, just like when we begin to talk about those who supported this liberation of Biafra from Australia, we'll begin to mention your names. Your names will come one way or the other in the Biafra document. It can never be wiped away from the surface of the earth. We will write how we visited state to state, country to country, soliciting for funds, and they were laughing at us. They will tell you how Simon EKPA was so stubborn and didn't listen to anybody. And from nowhere, they were calling him that small thing in Finland. But today, look at the change of things. It is no longer that small thing in Finland. You see that small thing in Finland has grown like a big python, swallowing all the evil in Nigeria. And it is going to happen koro in their eyes. They will say, what were we doing? This guy don't go far. That is how it is going to end. I am telling you the fact. This thing that is going to happen in Finland from 29th of November to the 3rd of December will be the highest history made in humankind for freedom fighting. I welcome you all. Thank you for inviting me in Australia. Let God touch your mind to understand that we need funds to buy arms and ammunition to defend our land. Thank you.
Ndị be anyị daalụli nnenu nke ukwuu ka unu si wee gbaa mbọ wee na-esonyere n'ife anyị na-eme n'ime akwụkwọ dị iche iche. Ọ bụ ife m chọrọ ikwu bifo ma lapụ unu ka unu tinye alụ nke unu ife uche n'iru akwụkwọ gbasịta maka ya bụ ife dịka o si ada and dịka o si akpọtụ n'iru akwụkwọ. Ọ biko wa ajụ m chọrọ ịjụ, biko ndị Igbo ọma na-ege ntị saanụ ya bụ ajụjụ. Ọ ga-edugokwu n'oge anyị yakpọ n'ụwa anyị meeting nke ịbụọ jụọ ụwa anyị nwanne anyị nwoke anọ n'ụlọ nke mkpọrọ ebe a ka ọ ya anọzi. Ọ ga-edugo oge onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo ya apụta tinye ebe ya bụ ife ọnụ maka ya bụ ife akarigo. Nnamdi Kanu nwere ife o mere n'iru akwụkwọ. Tọsifo ihe ọjọọ mere n'iru akwụkwọ bụ na ọ sị na ọ chọọzi ịbụ onye Naịjirịa. Tọsọ ya wa bụ ife ọjọọ o mere. And ndị ọha eze niile ma ndị niile were na-ekwuchara ndị Igbo ọnụ fa nobody is doing something about it. Nobody is doing anything about it. If I na-asụ but also ogologo oyibo. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ the leader of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB si na mmegide na-emegide ụmụnne ya dịrọzi ya alụ mma sinye ya Biafra ka ọ na. Okay, to tell you that what that thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu n'eziokwu, since eji Maazị Nnamdi Kanu check the system of Nigeria till now, the system na-ebezi akwa, everything is collapsing. Always able to fall na hotter. What's the more you hold him, the more the economy destroyed. He said these things. Obuli fomu na ipota ine kubo kama keje yondi fulani na major on the fulani. Chefo no ha buzo we major ndi Igbo. Owoli ndi Igbo mele ndi fulani. There's nothing an Igbo man. What if Igbo man mele ndi fulani? Ndo aneze sina neji yo ndi fulani about the killings in 1914. Na jubikon owoli ndi Igbo mele ndi fulani. First from the jail we conquered si Hausa niile we bata ka conquer kwuola n'Igbo ofu onye pụtalụ bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu si na nke ama mme na ndị ka ife a adịlọ achụbịa ka egbuo onye Igbo ewere nwanne ya lee. Ya bụ ife bụ ọ bụrụ ihe nji maka ya wee bịa, ma ọ bụrụ na ị na-ege ọnụ m n'ife anyị na-ekwu n'elu akwụkwọ. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu stand with justice, equity and fairness. O ndị mebere iwu iche ọbụla ajụ na-ajụ ya so ndị Igbo ha akwa ejidere ya lapụ ya akwa the same thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-azụ ka ọ na-azụ. Ndị Igbo kpọọ n'owu na meeting jụọ owu na-ajụ ọgwụ nakọ ha m n'ọnụ. Daalụ dị na-ekwusi na-esore anyị. Ọ bụrụ nke a bụ ụbọchị izu gị na-abịa n'iru akwụkwọ esore na Morning Tea na Eastern News 24 kabaro ka ị subscribe and turn on your notification ka ịlapụ imisi any for update dịka anyị na-drop ya n'iru akwụkwọ oge niile. Daalụnụ ụmụnne m, ọgwụ nakọ ha m n'ọnụ.